What just doesn't make sense about the Harry Potter universe? Submitted by Green Day G11. Kids from across the UK have to get to London to get on the Hogwarts Express, which takes them up to Scotland. Surely a kid from Scotland or even Manchester doesn't have to spend hours getting down to London to then go back up to Scotland. They are able to literally grow bones back from nothing, but can't fix Harry's eyesight, so he doesn't need glasses. Love potions being legal. Gotta be the biggest bunch of date rapists ever. Wizards don't understand things like phones, muggle clothes, or muggle money. They live in a place where 0.99% of the population is muggles. You would think they would pick up some basic understanding. I don't understand why Dumbledore tolerated the way the Dursleys treated Harry so poorly. Even if he didn't want Harry to know that he was a Wizard World rock star, he might have had Hagrid drop by one day when Harry wasn't around to have a word with Vernon. Where do the pure blood kids go before Hogwarts secondary school? Do they have a wizarding primary school? Are they homeschooled? They don't go to Muggle schools. Beckways, they know jack shit about the Muggle world. I need a NSW. ERS. Their entire justice system is here. How in the hell did Hagrid's dad, a normal human man, have sex with a 25-foot female giant? The way wizards just didn't wear robes in the movies. What the fuck happened to Dumbledore between 1929 and 1945 to turn him from Jude Law into Michael Gambon? That Hogwarts was supposedly one of the safest places in the world. Quidditch. Scoring a goal is 10 points. Catching the snitch is 150. There would have to be a massive imbalance in chase or skill level between two teams for the snitch to not decide a game. Dumbledore was a great man. I got massive respect for the dude. But when it comes to his role as a headmaster, I would say he is a pretty incompetent one. He had no control over administration and had no idea what's going on around here. There are Muggle technologies that are actually superior to what the wizards have, like phones or faxes. Given the books were written in the 90s, today, it would be video chat, etc. They need to send an owl cross-country, while Muggles could just use the phone to get information across faster. They don't listen to any Muggle music. Some of them grew up with Muggles, so they should be into it. Same goes for TV shows. Unbeatable truth serum exists. Magical justice system. We throw innocent dudes in prison without a trial and let obvious terrorists go free. There is no solution to this. The fact that the killing curse is unstoppable, but people bother to use other curses while dueling in battles where they want to kill one another. Also, Accio being a fourth-year spell. You can tell that this is only because JKR didn't think of it till Guff. Because this incredibly simple yet useful spell appears exactly 0 times in previous books. Locking the third-floor corridor when anyone that knows Alohomora can get in. Nobody at Hogwarts ever exercises. Hell, their only sport is them sitting practically still. And the Great Hall has unlimited fattening food. But everyone is super skinny. Especially Harry, who grew up underfed, would probably gorge himself and gain at least a few pounds. But no, everyone is super thin. That fucking time travel locket. It breaks the entire plot. Why Goblet of Fire has a second name. Harry Potter in the year where everyone has long hair for no reason whatsoever. Why wouldn't they use the Verita serum on Sirius when he swore that he was innocent? Question mark. Ron should not have been able to tell Dobby where Bill's house was, since he wasn't the secret keeper. Massive plot hole. J.K. Rowling admits she's bad at math. But like, how many people go to Hogwarts? If there are really only 10 students per house per year, That's only 280 people. But she describes hundreds, sometimes thousands of kids. The only compelling argument I can think of is that there was a huge demographic shift after Voldemort was defeated, and a lot more people had babies, so the years right after Harry have a lot more students. I honestly think she just hadn't figured out how many students it was. Also, it's wild in the 5th book when Harry clearly has PTSD, but every adult, except maybe Sirius and Molly, is like, let's let his 2 teenage friends take care of him easier. Now that I'm an adult, Hagrid is my favorite, and Dumbledore does not come off looking good. They teach magic at Hogwarts, but not maths, English, languages, or PE. Time turners. Everyone acknowledges the massive potential ramifications of using a time turner improperly, to the extent that they're not allowed to be used by anyone. But an exception is made for teenagers, arguably the most irrational users conceivable, with raging hormones and not yet fully developed brains. Probably not a good policy. Why was Dumbledore chess mastering the whole thing? Did Dumbledore specifically set up the whole series of events in a giant decade-long trap? Why did he train Harry as a magical child soldier? Why did he do everything at arm's length? Dumbledore had the magical equivalent of a nuke with the Elder Wand and invisibility cloak. He very well could have beaten every Death Eater individually, picking away at their numbers. The Death Eaters still have families and day jobs and go to the bathroom monsieur. They aren't in a huge magical army, so they could face off against a superior opponent. There wasn't a reason to go all cloak and dagger. Dumbledore's hideously powerful, had access to immortality, and had 2/3 of the most powerful magical items, and all of the useful ones, from Death himself. So why go through so much trouble? Voldemort is a goddamn idiot. If he would drop theatrics and throw a baby against a wall, there wouldn't be any issues for him this year. School starts on September 1st. But Harry's birthday is on July 31st, and in the movie he takes the train just the day after. They give no reason that they can't upgrade technology, nor that they should be at least knowledgeable about the scientific improvements in the Muggle world. They aren't really in some far-off realm inaccessible to normal humans. They live right nearby it. The rubber duck joke, while funny, had no real reason to be asked. The insufferable Halloween theme of the whole culture. Like, okay, I can buy that the Muggle idea of pointy hats and flying broomsticks was inspired by the stray glimpses that Muggles got of the wizarding world. But why on God's green earth would an entire culture drink pumpkin juice? Sips third pumpkin spice latte of the season like a basic bitch. Wait, shit. Why doesn't Neville, the largest of the children, simply eat the others? It's set in the 90s and not a single person says, "What's up?" Exclamation mark. 1. If you do some maths I'm too tired to explain, you find out that there should be around 5,000, 6,000 wizards in the UK. Which means at some point 2 out of approximately 5,500 people wanted to rule the world, and acted on that. 2. Fred and George have always known. They must have, according to some clues in the books, that their 11-year-old brother is sharing a bed with a male they've never heard of. But no, they don't try to find out who this is, which would have resulted in Dumbledore being informed about the fact that there is a mid-aged dead man in their brother's bed every single night. 3. During the whole fight against Voldemort the government, never tried to get help from any other country, which is kinda rubbish. 4. Throughout the whole series you get many clues which all lead to one fact. The Weasleys make out 10% of wizard society. But somehow Fred, George, Percy, Ron and Ginny are the only ones in Hogwarts. And a few other things I am too tired to list, or the other people here have already named. If you can use portkeys to teleport to anywhere in an instant, what's the point of any other form of transport? Why can't there just be candy that's popular and doesn't have magical properties? I know that it's to amp up the English magical culture, and possibly to avoid product placement, but still, about 5% of the total wizarding population of Britain are professional Quidditch players, and 1 in 6 wizards between 18 and 39 currently play professional Quidditch. In comparison, 0.004% of the current population of the U.S. are professional athletes in any sport, at any level. https://www.bls.gov/u/entertainment-and-sports-and-sports-competitors.htm https://www.bls.gov/u/entertainment-sports-and-sports-competitors.htm. Here's the math. If there are 500 students at Hogwarts at a given time, which is a generous estimate based on how many we actually see, then assuming a similar life expectancy, some live much longer, many die younger by misadventure, then that makes the number of Hogwarts-trained, and future Hogwarts-trained, wizards active in the country about 6,000. 71.4 students per year. Life expectancy of 81 gets you 5,786. There are 12 professional top-level Quidditch teams in the UK, plus 1 in Ireland. Each requires 7 players to field a team, as you're assuming that you need 4 to 6 substitutes in a full roster, 1 or 2 for each position. Then there are 132 to 156 people on professional teams at any time. Add in reserve teams, themselves requiring 7 players to actually play, and that number doubles. Let's call it around 300 total. At any given time, 300 out of 6,000 is 5% of the total population. But wait, that includes infants and the elderly. Let's assume the prime Quidditch playing ages are 18 to 39. If that's a comparable percentage to the UK, then that's 29.5% of the population. That means 1770 eligible people at a given time, which means that the 300 players represent 17% of that population, or about 1 in 6. 1 in 6 wizards between 18 and 39 play professional Quidditch. Why wouldn't they step on the rat when they go back in time? Nagini being a human. Nah man, that's dumb. I don't need this in my life. Quite a bit. Most of which Eleazar Yudkowsky covered in Harry Potter and the Methods of Rationality. I've got a few myself. Asterisk wizards should have no trouble being a part of or interacting with the Muggle world, yet they consistently refuse to. Asterisk Hogwarts teaches witchcraft and wizardry asterisk and nothing else asterisk. All the students grow up not even knowing how to do basic division or know what mitochondria is. Asterisk other than work at Hogwarts, a shop on Diagon Alley, or the Ministry. Is there anything else a wizard or witch can do for a living? Why couldn't Harry just not compete in the Tri-Wizard tournament? It's clearly against the rules. It's clearly not supposed to happen. It's probably a trap since Harry has had 3 years of magical assassination attempts against him. Why not just let him forfeit every round and everyone can move on?